Hi, this is Bob Swanson, astronomy instructor at ICC. We're going to go through some of the class action questions, similar to what we've done in class. I'm going to have you answer the question as best you can, and then stick around after you've answered. I'll give my take on the question. So what you're looking at is the first class action question. This has to do with where Jupiter would fit in this Venn diagram. So I'm going to give you a second to put in your answer, read the question carefully, the answer, and then I'll tell you what I think. So in this one, we're asking to see where Jupiter fits in. Jupiter obviously is in the solar system. It's one of the 8 planets, and so it would best fit in A. All right, let's move on to the next question. Read this one and come up with your answer. Now here we're looking for the objects in order of increasing distance, and so we have to think, well, what's closest? And we look at all these different options. I see Saturn and Venus and the Andromeda Galaxy and Polaris. Polaris is also known as the North Star, and the Moon. And you have to think, okay, which one is closest? Because that would be the first thing we would put in our list. Well, I know that the Moon is closer to the Earth than Saturn is, and you don't have to know the actual distances. You just have to know relative to each other which one is closer. So the Moon is closest. And therefore we can essentially get rid of options A and B. And that puts us between C and D, which is the correct order. Well, when we compare the next step, and so notice in C we go from Moon to Venus to Saturn, whereas in D we go from the Moon to Saturn to Andromeda. If you know your distances, if you kind of looked in the book a little bit, you'll note that the Moon obviously is closest to us. Venus is our neighbor planet. Notice that the Earth is between Venus and Mars. The distance to Venus will vary depending on where the different planets are in their respective orbits. But on average, Venus is 0.7 AUs from the Sun. The Earth is 1 AU from the Sun. They're both pretty darn close to each other. Compared to Saturn, Saturn is 10 AUs from the Sun. So even when the Earth and Saturn are on the same side of the Sun, they are still pretty far apart from each other, at a minimum of about 9 AUs away. And so we can throw out D as an option and C as our correct answer here. Okay, number 3. Let you read this question and come up with an answer. So this question is about the Andromeda Galaxy. This was mentioned in the last question. We didn't even get to even talking about it, but the Andromeda Galaxy is our next nearest large galaxy, and it's about 2 million light years away. So what does that mean? Well, if you've been reading about the meaning of the term light year, you'll know that a light year is a measure of distance, and it's the distance that light travels in a year. And therefore, if the Andromeda Galaxy is 2 million light years away, that means that the light that we are seeing right now from the Andromeda Galaxy left there 2 million years ago. It is so far away that it has taken 2 million years for that light to travel that huge distance. And so the correct answer here is A.